to this?
One
Any
very
color?
important piece to this is that currently, since the mail material specialist retired earlier this year, 2 of my part-time drivers for our veterans van service have been covering the mail. So this is going to allow me to pull one of my drivers back to driving to help resolve my issue with driver coverage.
Okay, good, thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right, that moves on. Our next resolution, reclassifying one motor vehicle operator part-time to mail clerk part-time and transferring the position to the data processing department. Obviously, the complement to the previous resolution. I'll sponsor it. Do I have a second? Legislator Kelly. Discussion. You just described what's going on here, okay? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right, that moves on. Resolution amending the 2025 operating budget surplus equipment auction. Any sponsors? Legislator Kowalczyk?
Second.
Legislator Majewski. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right, that moves on. All right, Eric, for all the money you saved.
I can't help that, Mr. Chair.
No?
No,
Good.
wish I could, but I can't.
All right, I will sponsor this.
I'll second.
Legislator Kelly. Eric, why don't we have you discuss this a little? I mean, some of us have gotten some detail on this already, but why don't you explain to the masses? And I do know that you budget for this fairly technically, you know, I mean, you do an average
Yep.
of the last couple of years, and how much did we have in our budget for this?
So typically I do 3-year average on where all of our electric bills, gas bills fall. We were budgeted just shy of 400,000 for this year, which was we projected a 10 to 12% increase, I think, if my memory serves me correct. I didn't look at the budget numbers from the previous year, but Sean, am I close? I think I'm in the ballpark somewhere there. And over the past couple months, National Grid has decided to, as they've done, I think, with everybody on their personal bills, and that dropped bombshell on us here in upstate New York, and our costs have more than doubled to keep the lights on in the buildings over the past couple months.
Eric, this has to do with the increase in delivery charges, correct? That we're all
Correct.
experiencing?
That's correct.
Now, isn't there some substance behind that that's worth talking about, the delivery? What's this, they increased rates on delivery charges for a purpose, I'm under the impression.
Well,
And it has
so
to
all
do with
the-
solar,
yeah.
doesn't it?
Well, the calls that I've had and the discussions I've had is based on all the infrastructure upgrades across upstate New York to provide power down to New York City. To cover all the green energy that's being maintained down there, because there's no more coal power generating plants, there's no more natural gas power generating plants, everything's been shut down. So everything's relying on upstate New York to provide this power down into the city, from what I'm being informed of, and the grid can't handle it up here.
Right.
So in order for them to upgrade all of their infrastructure up here, they've decided to double your delivery charge and increase their fees to get that money to take care of the governor's agenda.
Legislator Kelly?
With this increase, is there any back billing to departments that we can do, such as social services and whatnot, for reimbursement? Huh? Nothing. You got deep pockets. You're the golden goose.
The money tree's over there.
That's a good question, Legislator Kelly.
You know, because some of it it's all the buildings, right?
This is all.
So
all
like
your-
Venner
all your
Road is all
facilities,
DSS, so.
Yeah, so the A is all of your facilities facilities minus DPW building. DPW falls under your DM line, which is an increase of $8,500. And then PC is your post-closure for running all the leachate pumps and things like that for post-closure. So yeah, you're looking at a, $247,000 increase just in electric and another $138,500 in natural gas.
And I'm sorry, I just went after DSS, but like when we're billing other counties for inmates and stuff, I mean, the increased cost, do we need to look at adjusting what we're charging other counties for inmates or the state or, any of these offices where there's a reimbursement factor for overhead?
Yeah, I mean, typically we just budget for all the facilities in Montgomery County.
No,
We're the mother hub for all the bills that come in for all these and, but
No,
I
but-
didn't see this coming.
No, but I guess Legislator Kelly's question is a good one.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can backfill this at all?
That would be up to the other department heads, as far as if they have anything left.
Well, if the other department heads can look into that possibility, that would be a wonderful thing.
We charge back for gas and things like that to the department, so that's.
Okay,
Sure,
all right.
sure.
Legislator Sweet.
So, we understand the increase for light and power. What, did they give you an excuse for natural gas? I mean, they're not improving infrastructure there.
Yeah, no, but based on what the rates have been going up, they have been raising them too, for delivery. It's been everything with National Grid across the board.
Wonderful.
Something we've all
It's just
experienced
preparing
here.
for what I've done for next year's budget. I haven't turned it into Sean yet, because I'm still waiting on this month's, because I want this month's average too, to see where I'm at.
Sure.
So I have a good hard number on it, but right now I'm looking at a $600,000 increase for next year.
You gonna get that bill before Friday?
Nope. But I hope to have it to Sean by next Friday. I'm probably gonna be a week late, but usually I'm 2 weeks.
Well, thank you for, I just wanted it to get out, as a matter of public record, what contributed to this.
Yeah.
So, all right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? All right, that moves on. And, motion to adjourn physical
So moved.
services. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I have an add-on, my mistake. Our add-on resolution, changing the position of database administrator from full-time to part-time. Do I have a sponsor? Legislator Kowalczyk, Legislator Kelly. Discussion. Seems pretty innocuous. Dan, is there anything you wanna?
No, I apologize for the add-on. We discussed this at the previous meeting when I was asking for the intern. I had planned on doing this change in the budget for next year, but wasn't thinking that, this person's gonna be leaving in September. So that's why there's an add-on, because we need to do this change now, not in January.
Okay. All right. All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Abstentions? And also, before we adjourn the meeting, my mistake, you all received, materials from Ken yesterday regarding our capital budget for 2026. We had a little meeting last week, to go over it, and Legislator Headwell actually, to his credit, talked to me afterwards and said, why don't we have Dan, or Ken send us, everybody, the targets for what we're looking at for 2026, so that, and this doesn't always happen, when these resolutions come up for vote in 2026, we all had a chance to look at them, and see, and you can see where we're gonna spend money, or looking to spend money potentially. So Ken, could you just do a quick synopsis of some of these items here, please?
Sure, Chair. As the Chair alluded to, we did have a capital project meeting. These are from requests that we did receive from department heads. So just to let you guys know how this process works, every year around April and May, we'll send out an email requesting capital projects from department heads, and We get those requests, we review them internally at our office, look at them, vet them out, ask questions of the department heads if we have them, and then we'll pull together a capital project meeting with the capital project committee that's set up by the county charter. So everybody that's part of that committee for the charter was there in attendance, and just some highlights of this, a couple of things you guys may have some questions on. Building maintenance is $550, and in years past, what we've decided to do with some of these smaller ones under $1 million is try, if we possibly can, to pull that from fund balance. So the big one for this, and that the commissioner submitted for, was air conditioning, the replacement of the generator in the county office building, this building you're in. We were in here probably about a month ago when the power went out, so we all experienced what that's like. And then this also included annex building windows. Now, in years past, just so you know, there are certain things that do pop up along the course of the year where we don't, for this critical maintenance line that we have in here, and we don't stick to that just because there's, you know, just things that can pop up with other buildings, and that has happened. But right now, this is the list that we received that the commissioner's gonna work off of. The other one from DPW was equipment purchases, $500,000 for fund balance for a Gradall purchase. Right now, they're down to 2 Gradalls of the 4. So the commissioner had other couple other purchases in there. We decided at the capital project committee to go and get the Gradall, purchase a Gradall, which would be necessary at a cost of $500,000. That also would come from fund balance. This has been discussed before. This is the Eastern Landfill leachate lateral. We had several conversations on this externally and internally. So right now, we did put a placeholder for that in the capital project plan for 2026 to bond for that at a county share of $1.5 million on that project.
Now, Ken, is there some contingency there with the other players needing to participate in order for us to serve as the catalyst for this
Yeah,
debt to be
and
taken?
obviously, Chair, and, you know, I know the DPW commissioner is going to be having some meetings with the other participating counties, and by the time we come to the point where we would have to bond for this, that would obviously all be worked out to make sure that they're all participating at the level that they're supposed to be participating.
Ken, Scary County did commit, I got their resolution yesterday, so. they're-
But Otsego isn't returning your calls.
Not as of yet.
You hear that, Otsego?
The next big one, and when we talk about stuff just popping up, this is one that did just pop up at the last minute before capital project committee. It was the correctional facility locks. We're putting $1 million in there. The locks in the existing correctional facility, obviously, they're years old. They're the existing locks. Right now, it takes anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks they physically have to manufacture those locks because they're so antiquated. It's a company that we're currently utilizing is actually not, is going to be discontinuing the manufacturing of those locks at some point in the future. So this became one of the more critical ones that came to the top of the capital project committee's discussion, and that would, right now propose that would be on for in 2026. The other one on here, it's put in as a placeholder right now, it's the Old County courthouse generator for $125,000. Right now, we're potentially looking at grants to see if we can make that happen on that one. FMCC, the college president's here. He's consistent every single year with us in the partner county of Fulton County. Has a $250,000 request. I think last year the request was $233,000 or something like that. But this year, funds will support the campus-wide HVAC equipment improvements that are ongoing per FMCC's ongoing capital improvement plan up there. We did get one late request, and Dan is here to answer any questions you may have on this. This is not, it came in late, so the committee did review it. So we do not have this in the actual budget for the capital project plan right now, but data processing is requesting $150,000 to upgrade services to the back-end infrastructure over the next few years. And if you have any questions on that, Dan's here to answer those questions. But the actual capital project plan this year, if you really look, proposed for 2026, you're looking at bonding for $2.5 million, and then potentially $1.5 million looking to take from fund balance.
Ken, you know what, I noticed that 200 is still in there, and then it's in 27 for the paving, so I'd probably go down to 1.3, wouldn't it?
I thought we talked about, because the county executive wanted to push that off until next year, so.
Yeah, which it's in 27.
Oh, I see where you're at, I gotta be, I'll pick that up.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yep,
Okay, so really, fund balance would be 1.3, then, yeah.
sorry about that.
No, it's okay, unless, of course, we add Dan's request. Legislator Kelly.
In the past, we've talked about our accounting software, the AS400. What's the story on that?
Who wants to address that? That was just, I'll introduce that and then.
Well, only because we keep kicking the can down the road and the price keeps going up and up and up and up and up and
So
up.
as everybody was aware, the capital project plan that you guys approved for 2025 had that cost in there. You guys did approve it. I know there was discussions that I wasn't privy to that did occur, I think amongst the county exec's office, data processing in the treasurer's office, so I'll let them speak for themselves.
The situation we have with that is, it's definitely gonna be a need, and it's gonna be a costly need. The problem we run into is the upfront cost is no longer a huge issue, which would be the upfront cost of about $500,000. But the ongoing yearly cost would be about $300,000 for support in technology. The situation we now are under a very antiquated system. Probably within 5 years, we're going to be without programmers that support that system. But the problem, I'm getting pushback from other department heads that don't want to go with a new system because it won't go read their systems. That's the pushback I'm getting.
Well, eventually it's gonna have to go with their systems because the AS400 is gonna go away, so.
Yes, I know, but that's kind of the pushback I'm getting, and I'm getting.
This
Yeah,
is,
we had a few meetings and the more we asked department heads for, what are you using the AS400 for? What kind of reporting are you getting? What are your needs? And like the more we dug into that, the more people were like kinda, well, hold on, you mean if we buy something off the shelf, it's not gonna give us, you know, these 30 reports that we're used to. We can't call the programmer upstairs and ask for something. You know, so at this point, it's kind of, you know,
we're
stalled.
kicking the can down the road.
We're kicking the can down the road. I think, you know, we'll probably have to talk to the executive and kind of make a decision. Yes, within 4 or 5 years, we won't have any programmers, but that doesn't mean, I'm not that worried about that because we can always, there's people that do this. We can get a contractor. The AS400 is not gonna go away, but we do need to plan for, you know, a different system. So I think we need to have some discussions with the department heads and kind of set the expectation of things are gonna change. It's gonna cost a lot of money. You're gonna get a lot less for your money in certain areas, but we don't really have a choice.
Dan, what department heads did you have at this meeting? Because I don't recall ever being asked about an antiquated system like AS.
Last year I was at a meeting and there were a
it
few
was-
department.
There was only like
One.
a couple with the previous executive with, you know, 2 or 3 departments. It wasn't everyone. And just those 2 or 3 departments had a list of, you know, one department came back with like 2 pages of reports that.
Change is scary.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, we're so stuck in 1994.
yes, but it's gonna be necessary, that's the reality.
Right.
It was something that we've talked about and talked about and
Yeah.
talked about multiple
Yes, you're right.
capital projects, and yet it keeps falling off. It's just like when we were originally going to adjust the capital plan and not upgrade the gun range. You know, we keep being short-sighted, I think, and, oh, well, this came up, we're gonna do this, we'll push this off, and things just keep falling into disarray.
Well, in 5 years comes up really quick, so.
12 years went by like
Yeah,
that.
exactly, so.
Hold the door.
Just to give you an idea, the quote that I got, it's a current system that's used by about 32 other counties.
Uh-huh.
And there is, I will tell you, there is cheaper systems out there. But as long as I'm here, I don't wanna be a guinea pig for a new system. I saw what happened in the city of Amsterdam 10 years ago.
And I agree, you don't wanna be the guinea pig for a new system.
And that's why
Well, what's
I
better?
got the quote for the system, or the company that, because they're currently operating in at least 32 of the 52 counties of the state.
I when you say that, and I understand I guess I understand what you're saying is you don't wanna be in the crosshairs of that transformation, yes?
Like I said, I am willing to do, like I said, because I don't have a lot of time here left here either, so.
No, I
It's
understand.
easy for me to say, I'll leave it as and let the next person worry about it, but I'm willing to
You are.
try to make that transition.
Okay, good, yeah. I wasn't sure what you were
But the
getting at.
situation is I'm getting pushback from other departments because they don't wanna make the leap.
Well, I think,
I'd be more than willing to have further discussions about this.
We
I
didn't
think we
get
have to.
ACs in the
I think
building,
we
so
have
let's
to.
get this fixed.
I mean, serious discussions.
Yeah.
I mean, we're to the point where, maybe we need to add it to this capital plan. And I don't know if we'd spend the money next year, but, or at least make sure it's in next year. So that we have a 5-year tarmac here to get this thing rolling.
Yeah, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, originally we were splitting it up into two years in the capital plan.
Well, that was, the original plan was because 5-10 years ago, the initial cost would have been very great and
Mhm.
the yearly maintenance
Right.
would have been a lot less.
Mhm.
But they've changed the business model now where your initial outlay is not that great, $300,000 to $500,000, but they get you every year with a $200,000 to $300,000.
And that's the way all
Support
software is
maintenance.
going.
Yeah.
It's all subscription.
So,
And the ones that we looked at in that meeting, they do have add-ons that do integrate.
And I think that's where it got confusing too, because a lot of these financial systems also include HR systems, which
Was an issue.
we don't really need Nicole's not here, so.
If we don't need it, do we have to buy it, or does
No,
the
you
whole
don't have to
gang
buy
come
it.
along with it? Okay,
You don't have to buy it, but the scale of economy, you get a lot more
yeah,
if you do buy it.
okay.
So it just makes it complicated.
Well,
But also, if you don't buy it and you're running two different systems and they're not talking to each other,
Then you're importing and exporting, which is, that was the whole discussion initially about the benefit of the AS400 is everything was connected, but now it's just old.
I'm waiting for the Oregon Trail music to pop up by the time I see it.
Hey, it's still being used in the federal government, we just can't hire people.
That's a
that
good,
don't
that's a
have-
good example.
what does everybody wanna do? Let's discuss this as a legislature. Do we wanna get it on the capital plan?
I think we should.
I think,
Yep.
yeah, we should definitely.
Let's add it. It seems to be,
I will reach out and get some updated quotes because we're about a year out, so I'll get some updated numbers and report
Perfect.
back to you.
let's try and start working on that next year.
Want that around 2026 or 2027?
If you put it in the 7, you're going to sit here next year and say, because you're going to have new people and you won't have Squeaky Wheel Martin sitting here going, it's been in the capital plan and we've done nothing. We've been in the capital plan and we've done nothing.
Let's put it in this year's. Nobody's going away present.
Oh, I've got a list. Matt Austinfort wasn't able to get those window ACs out of here. Bring it on. I got a few months. I'll make them go.
You're my man, Martin. Spending all the cash on the way out the door.
I'll call you tomorrow morning.
I mean,
I'll
we've,
pay the electric bill.
just plant a few more trees.
Yeah. Yeah, put it on the plan. In case something pops next year, we can start moving. And people are gonna have to accept change. They just are. Time to get off the abacus here. All right, any further discussion? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, legislators Kelly and Kowalski. Thank you.
Ready? All right, we'll call the Public Safety Committee to order at 6:42. First thing on the agenda is discussion. Anyone have anything to discuss pertaining to this committee? Hearing none, we'll run into the resolution. First resolution is a resolution amending the 2025 operating budget. Public defender need a sponsor. Juski. Chairman Pep. Discussion. Want to talk about this at all?
Yeah, this is just a transfer from supplies to furniture, $11,000. It's from the first Trail Harm grant.
How close are you to moving them in there?
They're in.
Oh, you're in now? Oh, nice. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Oh, sorry.
So the supply line that is coming from was a grant-funded line? Okay.
And just on the move into the new building, we're working with trying to coordinate with ILS a ribbon cutting. So you guys will get notification.
Big scissors.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, moved on to the full board. Next resolution, resolution amending the 2025 operating budget for assigned council. Need a sponsor. Majewski? I'll sponsor for discussion. Bill, you wanna, go ahead.
Is the assigned counsel in the county building? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the phone still being answered a private law firm?
And how does he gain $450,000 more?
Yeah, I mean, I got some fundamental problems with this as soon as I saw it, which is, it's the flimsiest looking resolution I've ever seen in my life, asking for, oh, we're out of money, so we need more. You know, there's no explanation as to, you know, even if the story is, yes, the price per hour went from 60 to 158, yes, we're paying them mileage. Let's see how that all extrapolates into a resolution, and that's why we need this money. But, you know, the more I've dug on this, the more I find that this is I'm gonna use a word from the past, a nebulous world in which we live. You know, these assigned counsel. Nobody really budgets it, the person who's in charge of it. The budgeting is left to Sean, who has to try and guesstimate how much it's going to be. The people involved with the operation are not even involved with budgeting for it. So, I usually don't object to things like this, but this, we need more meat and potatoes before we can approve this thing. We just do. This is weak. It's weak. You know, and it's not, you know, whoever drew it up is not the, you know, the culprit. I'm just saying, there's not enough detail to substantiate taking $500,000 out of fund balance here. There just isn't. We need more substance here. I don't know what everybody else feels.
Agreed.
Agreed. Would you guys like to see if the administrator can be here at the next meeting? If you can move it forward with a negative recommendation, and we can try to get the assigned council administrator here.
To explain it at a full board meeting when,
I think we table it. I'll pull
Yeah.
my sponsor
Great.
and
I think so too.
bring it
I
back.
don't, cause that's even more of a,
Bring it back at the committee meeting next month.
yeah, with more detail. Because that's almost like this, you know, okay, it's on the table, we gotta do something with it, the person's here, we gotta have some more substance to this thing, we just do it.
Martin?
Is the line negative and we can't continue to pay?
I believe we're just about out of money.
Okay.
The bill's probably already now will not be covered.
Okay.
This is an incredibly tangled web.
Attorneys.
Yeah.
Get the garlic.
Well,
What do you, Sean, what do you think, do you have an idea of roughly what we would need to have in the line to pay this next round of bills? Rough
I can
estimate?
find out tomorrow what's currently in the office and
I
shoot you
mean,
an
should we
email.
just change the dollar amount to put that in for now so that
Just
we
to
know?
cover the month.
Just to cover the month?
Explanation.
yeah, we could, I mean, we could leave it active and amend it with a smaller dollar amount next week.
Right.
Everybody all right with that?
And then at the,
Yeah.
no?
I don't think everybody's all right with it, but.
Well, we gotta pay the bill.
I agree with that,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I
I'd
would,
like
I
a
would,
better explanation than.
better explanation, but we, let Sean give us a number, maybe.
I will shoot that out to you guys tomorrow.
Estimate 10,000, 5,000, 20,000, you have a ballpark idea?
Well, we went through the first 450 in, 6 months, so.
Yeah.
That's 70 a month, 75 a month.
Let me check with auditing to see actually what they currently have.
Okay.
And we can go from there. That'll give us a gauge of what would be needed to lay us over.
So we'll leave it as it is and amend it next month?
Yeah.
Or next week, I mean.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
No.
2 nays?
We don't have enough?
No, it goes through, negative.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, the negative recommendation.
Okay.
Yeah, everything goes through here.
Like to change your rules of procedure,
No, that doesn't fit in going out with a bang.
All right, we'll move that with a negative recommendation to the full board. Next resolution, resolution amending the 2025 operating budget to eliminate the position of First Assistant District Attorney and establishing the position of Deputy Chief Assistant District Attorney. I'll sponsor, need a second.
I'll second.
Legislator Kelly, discussion.
I have a question, Chair.
Go ahead.
Christine, this is going to be a non-residency requirement, is that what we're changing?
Yes, that's basically how we're, getting around this. You know, I've had this position open since January, and, I think it's stated in the resolution that I had one applicant. So yes, this is.
So as it stood, it had to be Montgomery County resident. Now, is it a surrounding area or just open to wherever?
It's New York State.
Okay, all right.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Next resolution, resolution amending the 2025 operating budget, accepting additional stop DWI high visibility engagement campaign crackdown funds. I'll sponsor, need a second. Legislator Pollock, discussion. Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Next resolution, the resolution authorizing county executive to sign New York State Indigent Legal Services Contract Distribution 12. I need a sponsor. Pollock, Majewski. Discussion. Mark.
Is this to hire more attorneys or to cover salaries?
It's a continuation of the
Okay.
prior grant.
Perfect. Perfect.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Move that to the full board. Anything under discussion? Hearing none, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
MK.
All right, I'd like to call at 6:51 PM, the Health and Human Services Committee. It seems that Health and Human Services has won the prize for the most resolutions tonight. Thank you, sir.
We aim for greatness.
Yes, aim high. Our first is a resolution authorizing the county executive to sign an agreement with the city of Amsterdam for social services. Do you have a sponsor? Legislator Sweet and Chairman Pap. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Abstention.
We'll move on. Next is a resolution authorizing the county executive to execute a contract with James McGinnis and Associates, Inc. for public health. Sponsor? Legislator Pollock, Legislator Majewski. All those in favor? Or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That will move on. Next is a resolution amending the 2025 operating budget for mental health. Sponsor would be Legislator Pollock and Chairman Pap. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That will move on. Next is a resolution accepting adoption and legal guardianship incentive funds for social services. And sponsor? Legislator Majewski, Legislator Pollock. Combining us.
That's it's a hybrid. It's an A9 hybrid.
Team politics over
That's
there.
the next event.
All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? That will move on. Next is a resolution amending the 2025 operating budget and establishing 2 part-time motor vehicle operators for social services.
I'll sponsor.
Chairman Peck
I'll
and Legislator Majewski. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Next is a resolution amending Resolution 135 of 2025. I did look into this, and it is a lead prevention program grant, and we're basically just changing the line item number. So I'll sponsor that. Can I have a second? Legislator Pollock. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Next is a resolution amending the 2025 operating budget for social services. Any sponsor? Legislator Kelly, Chairman Pep. Any discussion? Legislator Kelly.
Is this gonna deplete the line for something else?
No.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That will move on. Next is a resolution amending the 2025 operating budget. Carry, which is misspelled, over grant funds, 2425, PHEP grant funds for public health. I'll sponsor that. Does anyone want a second? Legislator Sweet. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That will move on. Next is a resolution amending the 2025 operating budget infrastructure grant for public health. Have a sponsor? Legislator Pollock and Legislator Kelly. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That moves on. Next is a resolution amending the 2025 operating budget for mental health. Sponsor will be Chairman Pep and Legislator Majewski. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? That will move on, and then we have an add-on resolution, a resolution amending the 2025 operating budget, establishing additional social services attorney and social services attorney 1, and eliminating the position of supervising social services attorney for social services.
I'll sponsor.
Legislator Kelly, Chairman Pep. Any discussion? Legislator Kelly.
Do we feel that by doing this, we'll be able to fill these positions?
We've had no luck on the other one, regardless of salary and.
Conflict
Other
defenders
things,
where
so-
it's at, I hear.
What's that?
Conflict defenders where it's at, I hear.
Yeah, so it's, this is our next attempt. We're gonna give this a try. If it doesn't work, we feel confident that we've had someone who's applied prior, that would probably apply again for this, so we feel confident we can get one.
Anything else under discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That will move on.
I do have other.
Anything under other?
I do. How is the parking situation going at Fenner Road?
Awesome.
Yes, I go by and the old man in me comes out, get off my lawn.
So it's honestly, Martin, we've been really, really fortunate that, people have just adjusted.
Mhm.
Our staff's been amazing, even the public's been amazing. It doesn't look great. DPW has done everything they possibly could. The expansion of the parking lot is taking place. It looks fantastic. It actually looks bigger than what we envisioned, at least I envisioned. So, I get it from a curb appeal. It's not very appealing. However, I just couldn't, I don't think any of us could be prouder of our team, of how they've adjusted, what they've done. There's not been any complaints. Eric has helped us block off roadways, detain traffic. It's gone as smooth as we can hope for.
So with the expanded parking lot, is it going to be enough spots or do we need to expand further when it fully is habitated?
So I'll look to my partner in crime on this. I have full faith in what Eric's projected for parking. He knows how many county vehicles we've got to account for. He knows, we average about 60 people in and out of that building daily. So, adjusted. We will readjust parking spots to where just employees will park. Our employees will park at probably the furthest locations so that we ensure public has easier access to both where public health and mental health will be, as well as with DSS. There will be two separate entrances. So, you know, as much as it is the Health and Human Services building, it'll still be pretty much two distinct operations. So, you know, we've gotta have some public parking that's gonna be up front in a couple key locations, but I have no doubt that with what Eric's done already with this project, that we can figure out where and how that'll be effective.
So when that move happens, with the expanded parking lot, there'll be enough parking, hopefully.
Yeah, the expanded parking lot, the rough cut's already done. We've already removed all the sod, we've got the base in, I've already got 4 inches of base already in, we've got another 4 inches to put on to fine grade. I'm waiting for our general contractor to get all the sidewalks done, which he's only got, just the west side of the building to do right now. Everything else is done on the south and the east.
It'll be there Monday for the concrete. We just talked about it,
yeah.
so.
So once that's done, there's an additional 15, 20 spots on that side of the building that have been blocked off for construction. I've added an additional, my guess is 50 to 60 spots in the back of the building, closer to the swamp.
And just,
And I mean, there's gonna be, you know, and then when the other side gets open, there's gonna be 70 additional, and that's for employee that I'm thinking. That's not including the public, because there's, I believe, 6 or 8 public parking spots in front of the public health addition portion. And then that opens up the whole front parking area of your side, which I believe there's 15 to 20 across from the building for public there.
and we've got 20 people coming down from DSS. We got 4 more vehicles, 5 more vehicles, counting fleet vehicles. Sarah, fully staffed, 14.
We have 16 fully
16.
staffed, 3 vehicles, but 2 of ours will be parked inside in the garage.
So, you know, we're not talking an enormous amount of staff that's now coming down. The majority of the staff is there.
Yeah.
I do, but how many acres does that have?
Come on, Michelle.
No, it's in the neighborhood of 3.5 or 4, but there's swamp area there that we can't expand into.
And I will say, I did tour the facility, and it is a beautiful facility inside, and you guys are doing a great job on that as well, so.
If we're gonna have employees parking on the perimeter of the lot, how well lit is it for their safety?
Worked with Eric, we're gonna have LED lighting in the back.
Yeah.
We've got we purchased new cameras for the entire building, DSS. We purchased all the outside cameras, are the new high def night vision.
You just wanna make sure people.
Yep. It was well,
Thank you.
it was well
You
planned
must
out.
have been ready for masked up.
Thank
Yeah, so there's cameras all on the exterior.
I have done away with some of the lighting though that went around the roof line
Mhm.
that I didn't feel was necessary.
As long as, people can get to their cars with good lighting and.
Yeah, we've yet to get,
Winter.
it'll be future, but I'm burying conduit to run to the back of the parking lot for future light poles, because I don't believe the lights off the building will reach.
Legislator Sweet, I know you like.
Yeah, while we're on the Better Road, how's the roof coming? Is the roof done yet? or-
Roof is done, we're waiting for the bent sheet metal to come in so they could do the, all the way around the exterior, the soffit area, now where it folds over the side, you know,
So it's sealed, basically sealed now.
oh yeah, everything is, yeah, so the issues that we had was, we had 2 spots where it was leaking into the building. It wasn't, the one was an HVAC unit that was leaking through a pan down inside. That wasn't a roof issue. Another one was a roof drain issue that didn't get sealed properly, and that was taken care of.
They got it rained while they were still on site, so that we had that, we could do it then.
Good.
Sarah, just a quick, you said 2 cars go in the garage, what type of cars need to be in the garage?
We have 2 vehicles that we demonstrate car seat installations.
Gotcha, thank you.
Any other discussion? Right, hearing none.
So
Motion to
moved.
adjourn. Legislator Kelly and Legislator Sweet.
Well, in Legislator Headwell's absence, I will call the personnel meeting to order and ask if there's any elements of discussion that anybody wants to discuss, because there are no resolutions. If not, motion to adjourn
So
personnel.
moved.
Second.
All right. That is at 7:03.
I call the Education and Government Committee to order. Discussion. Hearing none, we'll move right along into resolutions. First is a resolution authorizing county executive to sign agreement, continuation of CLEO agreement between the County of Montgomery and the counties of Fulton and Schoharie. Is there a sponsor? Sponsored by Legislator Kowalczyk, seconded by Legislator Majewski. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, carried. Next is a resolution of the Legislature of Montgomery County extending the additional 1% sales and compensating use tax pursuant to Article 29 of the New York State Tax Law by amending Resolution 311 of 1967. Is there a sponsor? Sponsored by Chair Pep, seconded by Legislator Kowalczyk. Discussion.
I will just say that this is the third time we've touched this.
Yep.
So, now that the governor has signed, we get to do it again, and then send it to her. Everyone wants their special resolution. So,
And I guess I was gonna ask that, is there a more efficient way to do this in the future? Or should we have waited? I don't know.
if you would like to call Albany and suggest that, you can
No, but it's like,
take that one.
you know, Assemblyman Smullen needed it ipso facto, then somebody else needed it ipso facto, and now this one, so I just don't recall that happening whenever we did it before, but okay.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, carried. Next is a resolution approving successor agreement between Fulton Montgomery Community College and Educational Support Personnel, ESP, for the period of September 1st, 2025 through August 31st, 2028. Is there a sponsor? Chair Pep, seconded by Legislator Pollock. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, carried. Next is a resolution authorizing and approving a settlement agreement between Purdue, Sackler, and authorizing voting in favor of the bankruptcy plan. Is there a sponsor? Legislator Kowalczyk, seconded by Legislator Majewski. Discussion. This is all good, Counselor?
All good.
All right.
So this is another one you guys see roll through once in a while. We are in that class action about the opioids, and we get money that comes through every once in a while. So this is a bigger settlement. This will probably be along the lines of one of the top 3 ones that we got. It'll be $100K or something like that, roughly.
Down payment on the AS400?
Can we link that to opioids? Yeah, this is just another one of those that the settlements have been approved now, and now they have to approve the bankruptcy plan, so we're moving this through, and, yeah, good news, money coming in.
All right.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, carried. Next is a resolution authorizing and approving settlement agreement between multiple entities in the opioid litigation. Is there a sponsor? Legislator Kowalczyk, seconded by Legislator Majewski. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, carried. Next is a resolution approving 2026 capital projects, FMCC. Is there a sponsor? Chair Pep, seconded by Legislator Sweet. Discussion.
He didn't even raise his eyes.
I saw the hand. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, carried. Anything under other? If not, motion to adjourn. Legislator Kowalczyk, seconded by Legislator Pollock.
Call the Budget and Finance Committee together at 7:07 PM. Any discussion? We have a resolution to approve the abstract of audited claims. And sponsor, Legislator Kelly, Chair Pep. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, moves to the full board. I'd like to make a motion to go go into executive session to discuss.
There's an add-on.
You have an
Oh,
add-on.
yeah, sorry. That wasn't mine originally.
No, it wasn't.
Resolution to settle, okay, resolution, is there a number to this? or
No.
No add, okay. Resolution to settle pending litigation, need a sponsor? Legislator Kelly? Legislator Waltrip? Any discussion?
I make a motion to go into executive session under
105D.
D.
D,
D 105.
and inviting, all right, the attorney, the executive, who else needs to be there? Okay,
Litigation and contracts.
for litigation and contracts.
Oh,
Who's staying?
so then.
The
Ken,
clerk,
you want
the,
Ken?
Ken, I make a motion to come out of executive session where no action was taken.
I'll second.
Resolution to settle the pending litigation by the legislature, need a sponsor? Legislator Kelly, Chair Pat. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, moves to the full board. And anything under other?
Yes, our budget.
Budget.
Yeah, so, everybody got the spreadsheet that was attached, on your desk this afternoon. The first couple of things were things that where the salaries were already approved, for 2026. Any questions with that, county legislators? Martin?
Nope.
No? Second setting is, looks like it's a set of equipment, office furniture, computer equipment. Any questions on that?
Pat, you got any story on the shredder?
No, I just think it's beneficial if we just had a small shredder to,
Okay.
Surprised we don't have one.
right.
Yeah.
Just get a burn barrel.
Send it down to Donna.
The third grouping here is just, looks like it's some office supplies, professional services, cost of toner increase. The next set is travel mileage.
Bill Bonadillo.
Bonadio is the professional services at the 57,000.
We're in the last year, 26 is the last year of, we had a 3-year contract that we approved in August of 21 for 22, 23, 24 with 2 1-year extensions. So 26 will be the last, it's gotta go out to RFP next year. Okay.
Travel-related cost, mileage, memberships. Any questions on that? Legal notices, advertising, $1,000. Clerk of the legislator, deputy clerk, contractual, increases there. County auditor, fiscal technician, county auditor, again, contractual increases. Towards the bottom, office supplies, equipment rentals. Any questions on those? Insurances?
So that one, I have a meeting next week with our insurance broker to talk about numbers for next year.
Okay.
And, also the other thing is when we moved that last year back into the legislature's budget, we didn't move, everything that goes with it, we didn't move the broker's fee over, so we need to probably transfer that,
Okay.
so it's all in one spot.
Office of the Aging is remaining the same.
Have we sent out to Office of the Aging, Soil and Water, and Cornell Co-op for their budget?
Not that I'm.
Not that I'm aware of.
Because they normally give us, or the executive, when it was in the executive budget, their requests.
You haven't seen anything, have you?
Explain that again, Martin.
So they're a contract, so they present a
Right.
budget to whoever's department it's in,
Okay,
and then that's how it gets funded.
okay.
Yeah. So like cooperative extension normally goes for a 3 to 5% increase. I usually tell them go 5, you'll get 3.
Makes sense.
But, yeah.
So they all need to be contacted?
Yes.
They don't automatically do this and knowing the budget's
Correct.
procedure?
Normally, they wait till the letter comes from the executive office, but now it's not in the executive budget, it needs to come from us.
Okay.
Is there a copy of what letter had gone out before? Would that be in the
Just
executive
ask them,
office?
for their,
What's your budget?
yeah,
Okay,
we need their budget packet,
okay.
yeah.
So these could be subject to change.
They will be.
I will just say that Dave Jordan reached me and said that his budget was gonna be the same as last year.
Really?
I don't have a copy of it yet.
Wow.
I actually have a meeting scheduled for him in
Alright, so
a
that-
couple days, so.
Wow.
So we'll use that for
Somebody
that.
heard this meeting.
And then the last set you see here are more contractual stuff. The, soil conservation programs, soil conservation.
My question is to the legislators,
Yep.
is that there's a date that this is supposed to have been done by or should be done by.
The budget, that's why
To be
we're doing it, it's
submitted.
gotta be submitted by Friday.
That's okay. It's not the final thing. It's okay.
So if I don't hear back from,
No, we'll leave the numbers the way that they are, and we'll just make our adjustment. Because that's generally, we end up adjusting it at our,
the same thing
budget
of what we do
anyways.
with insurance.
yeah.
And, just the deputy clerk, we don't have one.
So, that was a question that I had. Now that the person is part-time,
But
No.
didn't she leave?
She's leaving, that's.
That's
we
the
voted
part-
on
that's the
earlier today,
part-time.
that's the
so
position.
now,
But that doesn't necessarily mean she can't still be.
right,
Does she have to be employed by the county to be deputy clerk?
she's a part-time person.
So she's still part-time, so.
But then also, does that alleviate, like, when Cheryl retired and she was filling in a more active role, it was very difficult to compensate her fairly because she was a full-time employee and really two full-time employees.
So what are you getting at?
So now can we actually pay her being it's a part-time? Cause did that ever get settled,
No.
where she was, I really think that was a mischaracter of, you know.
She was paid,
We gave her a
she was paid higher than the
Than the-
4,000 for the time that she was acting in between.
She was?
Yes.
I can double check that for you, legislator.
Because I know that was a
But
big,
I'm 99.9%
that was a-
sure that she,
That was a
We
big
were told
hubbub.
that We were told that we couldn't because of
she's a full-time
employee.
yeah.
Right.
But wasn't there a stipend or something? I remember her being.
Yeah, I thought
I can look into that and
I
let you.
thought we
know.
got her a stipend.
My concern, just as I've
Well, I mean,
expressed to
because of
some.
the
Yeah.
limitations.
Yeah.
Right, right. And my concern that I've expressed to some of the legislators is that this individual is the only person that knows our system and knows it inside and out. There is nobody else. And I'm very concerned over the fact of, it's important of how, who's maintaining this, what the part-time hours are going to be, if she's going to continue.
We fail at transitional planning, we bury our heads in the sand, look at the AS 400.
So I, just
I
talking
mean,
to
that is
Dan,
very concerning.
I guess would be what we'd have to do.
Do we need to make a move? I mean, so she's gonna be available to us in this role, ad infinitum.
We would have to ask her if she's willing to be
My only
appointed to it.
question is, if she's working a full-time job and this board needs her at 10 o'clock in the morning for something that's happening and she's at a full-time job, what do we do? What's plan B? Who is the backup in IT that we are going to be able to run this department the way that it needs to be run legally? That with going through the system, timeliness, that's my only question, is that who is going to be that backup? Because if that person's teaching a class at 10 o'clock in the morning, they're not gonna be available.
Well, Chair, why don't you have a discussion with her and see what her plans are? Get a feel for, you know, if she's even still willing to want to do this. And,
We may have to look for Plan B.
right, or a plan B and C.
I mean, but even if she wants to, I don't know that she'd be able to do what Pat just described.
Right.
You know what I mean, an emergency.
Well, then maybe we cross-train our
That's what I
audit.
think I'm thinking we should probably think about
It's better to have two.
another person, you know.
Well, that was the original intent
You can't rely on one person.
when we hired the clerk, is to do some cross-training with the clerk, auditing, and back and forth, if we remember correctly.
Mhm.
That was the original intent, to do that, so we have backup both ways, whether it's someone in the auditing, you know, or
Mhm.
in the clerk's position. So that may be another option too.
Do we know why that we didn't do that prior?
Before the new
Yes.
clerk,
Yeah.
because we don't transitional plan. When somebody retires, emergency, emergency,
Yeah.
emergency, now we gotta pay a contract and train somebody, emergency.
Well, let's talk about this right now. Who would be a viable person within the organization who might know this system that we could begin to
It's only
open up
IT.
dialogue with?
IT is,
It's only IT.
that,
Dan needs to come up with, in my opinion, the department head needs to tell us who is going to be the person that's going to be sub-trained, trained, both, whatever. I don't know what he is thinking of doing with the part-time position that the individual is going to be with us.
but as far as our deputy clerk, that's on us to train.
The
That has
deputy-
nothing to do with the backside of data.
But for the
Right.
IT stuff, I can reach out to Dan to see how he's planning on making sure that you're talking about like our resolution system and stuff, right,
Yeah.
Pat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's hard on like everything.
so I
Which
think
isn't
like,
in our purview.
but I can ask Dan, if he can make sure he gets someone else on backup, because you're right, we do often need technical.
And that's important, that's the other goal.
Okay.
It is important, but also we need to be careful that we're not stepping on executive,
And the
Romans.
situation as the deputy clerk, that's up to this board to decide, you know, who, what, it doesn't have to be an IT person, it can
Right.
be, but that's up to the decision of you.
She kinda killed two birds with one
Right.
stone.
yeah.
Exactly.
And that would, I mean, and maybe if we find somebody in IT, they may be equally as adept at doing both, correct? I don't know.
But then are we going to learn from our previous issues? Do we want to have a full-time data person be our deputy person? Because if somebody retires or is ill or something for an extended period, they really can't do both. So,
Yeah.
I'll make the adjustments on
Any other discussion?
these.
on our budget,
Right.
no, but I do have a question afterwards.
Please, ask your question.
So has Bonadeo, since we mentioned Bonadeo, have they completed our audit for 24?
Four?
The odd?
Well, that's Ken, or that's Sean,
Oh, you're talking audit?
the audit,
Oh,
yeah.
audit.
You know what, I asked him a few weeks ago, and he thought he might have something by the beginning of the fourth quarter, I think.
Okay, because I would really like to, because I haven't in the past, and I tried when I was budget and finance chair, they need to come and present something, they really do.
You mean,
Bonadeo,
when the statement is final, come
Yeah.
and discuss it with us?
yes, yes.
I've never done that, but yeah, I know.
They used to years ago, and then it kind of fell off the rails.
Yeah, okay.
That's not an unreasonable request.
No, I mean,
No.
it happens at the hospital, I mean,
Yeah.
they always.
It always used to, going through, and then for some reason, I think maybe we fell behind because of the state audit or something, and it just
Yeah, I
never
mean, we're
happened.
2 years behind.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
And speaking of audit, have we received the audit yet from
That-
24?
No,
I mean, it is August and the budget's
Yeah.
coming up.
yeah, we'll ask them. We should have that.
Anything else?
oh, well, let's keep going. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay,